only by one, but we played with the lead and continue to try to build it. Like you said, just got a little raggedy down the stretch, and that's what we have to learn as a group, that you work that hard, you build a lead, and it's important to continue to execute no matter what the score is.
You see CJ's return, it looked like he had missed a beat, and he continues to fill the box score up, and it's just to have him on the floor, what's that mean for your team?
It's great to have CJ back. We all felt his presence right away. His ability to space the floor with those guys, to make plays for himself and his teammates, his leadership on and off the floor. So we're grateful to get CJ back healthy.
Zion, 11 of 11 from the field. I mean, what did you just think about the efficiency from him tonight?
I thought it was great. He attacked the basket. All of our guys attacked the basket tonight. Getting to the paint is something that we're big on. And they responded. I talked to the group in shoot-around about not making free throws in Utah. And tonight we responded 30 of 34, so really good effort on their part from the free throw line.
I think Zion had 4 assists in the first quarter. 2 of them went to CJ for threes. How good was it just to see those two guys, link up, Zion driving kicks to CJ early on there?
It's beautiful to watch. Like I said, getting our guys healthy, getting them on the floor together, continuing to build the camaraderie with the group. And those are things that we have to continue to do. But Zion, he's a willing passer. CJ, B.I., all those guys can pass the ball. And those are things that we're working on, is continue to just hit the open man and trust your teammates. And they did a great job of that tonight.
You looked super fired up after Herb got that chase down block and Brandon got the 3. What was it about just that sequence that you like so much?
That's the competitiveness that our group we have to play with every game. And Herb Jones made a heck of a play. It fired me up. It fired the crowd up, fired our team up. And that's what we're about. Continue to play competitive, never give up, and make those type of plays. I mean, to hunt down that block, that was a big-time play for us.
Jose gave everybody a bit of a scare tonight.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened, Coach? And can you talk to us about how, what you saw and how he basically recovered really quickly, it seemed like?
I didn't see what happened at all. I turned around and he was on the ground. We'll learn more tonight, tomorrow morning, of how he feels and what actually happened. I wasn't sure. I think it might have been his ankle again, though.
I don't want to dwell on the last 6 minutes, but coming off of 2 clutch time losses in Utah, just how important is it going to be to get this team to finish off games strongly, and how do you proceed to do that?
It's important. It's tough to win in the NBA, and I'll tell you guys what I told our group. We don't take wins for granted. We're extremely grateful, blessed to come on our home floor and win a game, any game, but we have to learn at the end of games, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it is, no matter the score, we have to come down and execute and take pride in our execution. And we did that for 3+ quarters, but then the last 7, 8 minutes, we kind of let off the gas.
Tonight, Jonas nearly finished perfect from the field as well. What do you think about his game tonight? He was able to kind of finish some plays off for his team.
JV was another guy that came in and just contributed, played his role. He's a monster down low, making plays for his teammates. He's been good all season, so it's good to see him in a great place. Guys are looking for him. They kind of had that small group out there, and we were looking for him in the post a bit.
You have a number of guys in double digits, but it's only taking them 8 shots, 9 shots, 11 shots. How difficult is it to defend when everyone's eating and the ball's moving and it's just not 1 or 2 people like with a lot of usage?
It's extremely difficult to defend a group that's number one, sound defensively, which is what we're building to do. We're rebounding the ball. We have to continue to grow and get better in that area, but rebounding the ball and then we're playing fast and sharing the basketball, it's tough to defend, especially when you get guys back that can space the floor, mixed with defenders that can shoot but also drive and find each other. It's tough basketball to play against.
Good night, Coach. Zion just keeps getting better offensively after a rough start. What is he doing different on and off the court to reach his level again?
Well, he's been knocking off some rust. He didn't play. He stopped playing last January because of the injury, and then coming in this preseason, not having a lot of time on the floor. So now you can see he's getting better and better as we progress. He's starting to find his rhythm, and that's what we want. We want to continue to, move the ball. We want to play through him at times. He can handle the ball. We put him in different situations, and he's thriving. So it's fun to see.
What about CJ? The energy he brings to the table, getting him back in the rotation. How the team's gonna look moving forward with him?
We're grateful to get CJ back. You guys could see his impact on our team immediately. His ability to attack the basket, to shoot the ball, another prime time scorer on the floor with Z and BI. It makes us tough to defend, and more importantly, just having his character around the team. So really grateful.
Just following up on that, I know you guys have been working a lot after practice with Zion and BI working together, but there was also a couple moments where Zion and CJ were playing off each other. I think Zion got Maxey switched on because of other situation. There was another pitch and go type situations. Just how difficult is it when you have two guys with kind of different skill sets, because CJ can really shoot the ball as well, and then Zion's such a rim threat, playing off each other like that when defenses have to pick and choose?
It's extremely tough. I think the part for us that we want to continue to harp on with our guys is the unselfishness. It doesn't matter who the ball gets to as long as we continue to have an unselfish mindset. We had 33 assists tonight, so that's big time for us. But, anytime we put those guys at the top of the floor, middle of the floor, and they're playing off each other and they just, drive, kick, share the ball, we hit some corner threes. It's fun basketball for us to play. It's fun basketball for us to watch, and it's really difficult to guard. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
congratulations, not just on a great game, but also on your daughter in the Community Assist Award.
Thank you.
Can you just tell us a little bit about what it was like getting back into the game tonight?
Yeah, no, I was excited. I felt like a kid again, as a 32-year-old, being able to play, in the games after having to watch, after being injured, and the type of injury that it was. I'm just thankful I can play at a high level, and I was able to work out and ramp up to return to play the game I love and help my team.
I mean, was there any part of you, early in that process where it's like, it could be a long time, or what was the concern level?
I was concerned because it's the second time, and I was like, let's just make sure this isn't, genetics or anything like that. So just speaking to the pulmonologists and the experts and just trying to get more imaging and just to get a better understanding, like, was this trauma or do I have some issues that we need to be worried about? And it was a trauma-related injury because of the broken rib or the impact of, getting hit. And it's funny because I got hit going up for a layup against Boston when I was in Portland. I was exposed. I was up, and I got hit. And it was a similar situation when I went for the loose ball. I reached, and I got hit when Trey hit me. But I was a little worried because, you work so hard to play this game, and you don't ever want to have those types of health issues, that extend beyond basketball, right? You want to play, you want to leave your mark, and you want to move on and live a long, healthy, happy life. So I was a little worried, but then once I got more feedback, and then once I seen how I felt, 3 days, 4 days in, once I started working out, got on the bike first, I started treadmill, and I started running, and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna be fine. And then it was resolved pretty quickly. I was on oxygen, and that was the weird part, right? Being on oxygen, felt like an old person. I was on oxygen for a while. I looked at my wife, and I was like, is this what it's going to be like when I'm older? You know what I mean? Like pushing the oxygen to the bathroom and stuff. But I did that for 4 or 5 days, and then I felt great in terms of my breathing. And then I was just about ramping up and getting ready to return, just trying to figure out when that would happen.
So you're just sitting on the couch with, the mask?
I got pictures, but I probably never share them. My son was trying to pull the thing off of my face. He was like, what is that? But yeah, it's just, I'm just thankful. It was a interesting process. It gave me some time to just collect myself, to settle, be with my family, enjoy the process of the birth of my daughter. And it gives you perspective. You always reflect through good and bad when things happen. You get a better appreciation of life, a better appreciation of what you are able to do on a day-to-day basis. I wasn't able to go on walks. I couldn't walk my dog. I couldn't push the stroller. I was just sitting in the house just thinking. And I think it's important that we are grateful and have a real unique perspective of the gifts that we have. And I think we all have different types of gifts, and being able to walk is something that we should all be thankful for, being able to breathe without assistance, and so on and so forth.
And CJ, how did you feel tonight? Did you take a hit, like whether running off a screen or something, you made yourself feel like I'm okay? I
took a couple hits on some of the terrible layups I did, and then the ground as well. But I felt fine. I got protection, and I feel strong. I've been lifted, and just getting ready for the contact that you're going to receive, whether it's expected or not. And once you get on that court, it's going to be what it's going to be. You just got to have faith and trust in your instincts and your skill set, and just play the game at a fearless level.
And Z and JV had near perfect nights. I think they each missed a shot, even though Zion was perfect until there was a scores change. But was that the plan of the attack? No Joel Embiid. You guys wanted to get going inside? Yeah,
rim pressure. Attack the rim. He's a huge presence for them offensively and defensively. Z's unstoppable. JV is very hard to guard. BI finishes at the rim at like 80%. Herbert is a great finisher. So just being able to get downhill, put pressure on the rim, and that helps generate easy threes. Z played basically a flawless game, driving and kicking, rebounding the ball, finishing our basket, making his free throws. JV was great establishing a post presence early. They had to go to zone a lot. They had to kind of junk the game up to kind of figure out how to stop those big fellas down there.
Just you worked your way back in the lineup. Trey's on his way back. Matt's on his way back. JJ Redick on his podcast talked about how shooting begets shooting. You have multiple high-level shooters out there. It makes things easy and fun. Just what's it going to be like having those guys back to add to you and Hawkins and some of the other guys out there too?
Yeah, it's going to make the game easier. And Trey's taking some great strides in his skill set, his development, his strength. He's going to be really helpful. He's going to obviously open it up for everybody. He's going to open up driving lanes for Z, for BI, for myself. He's going to, create shots for himself. He's going to make shots, obviously, because that's what he does. He shoots the ball with range. He shoots the ball well. And then you got more lineups and combinations of lineups you can put out there where you got size and shooting. Obviously, Matt, he's shooting like 47% from three. I'll probably be around 40, 41 before the year's over. So you got a lot of guys that can shoot the ball at a high level and make decisions, and I think that makes it very hard on the defense, especially when they're trying to load up on Z and BI.
Speaking of,
Oh, yeah, I mean, they've been through adversity before in terms of starting off with losses, in terms of injuries, in terms of being, in and out of the lineup, playing time. Everybody has a story and everybody has a journey. So, they're battle tested. Guys have worked on their skill set. They've developed. They've gotten better, and I think they've showed it. Everybody from Dyson, to Herb, to Jose, to Naji. Everybody's kind of gone through their own individual battles and collective battles as a team, and I think they show growth. They've shown maturity and ability to kind of overcome different obstacles in their lives.
speaking of, I guess, guys and you being out, what were some of the advantages you can kind of take back from, watching from afar? Sometimes it's hard to see things when you're up close. What are the things that you kind of saw, like, hey, I can help these two, like Zion and Brandon?
Yeah, I think it's just spacing, steadying the ship, right down the stretch of games. I told them, after the end of the shoot-around, we 6 possessions away from having 4 less losses, right? It's execution. It's thinking the game. We're already talented, understanding who we want to get in certain matchups, play calling. What are we calling the last 2-3 minutes of the game? Like, we got to be thinking about that. And I wasn't here to tell them, and it was great for them to kind of learn on their own. Now I'll be here to tell them. I'll be here to kind of demonstrate. I want to run this. I want you in this action. You get the ball here. So I can help with that stuff down the stretch of games. But I think it's just an understanding of the game. Like, I played for so long. I know spacing. I know spaces. I know where they like the ball at. I know where we can be most successful. Obviously, I got to take care of the ball and do the little things. But I think right away I help with that stuff. And then, it was like, 3 weeks of just me working out and watching film. So it's a nice break for the body. It's a nice break for the mind. So come back a little bit more fresh, a little bit more pep in your step. And when you work a certain type of way, it's easier to transition back to playing.
The team qualified for the quarterfinals in-season tournament. Just when you all found that out, presumably last night, like, just what was the general vibe of finding out that you guys are advancing? And then two, I know you talked about how you're going to be probably clear to fly by then, past the 4-week mark. Was there any concern that you might either have to miss that or find a way to bust yourself out or something?
No, we had looked at the schedule 2 weeks ago, and obviously I'm a part of the competition committee, so I know the schedule before it comes out. So I had a pretty good idea of timing, talked to the pulmonologist, talked to the team doctors, our staff, and once we knew I wouldn't be able to fly right away, we looked at the dates, like, okay, well, what about these dates? And we had gotten cleared before, but it was just a matter of whether or not we qualified. Honestly, I watched the last 3 minutes of the Dallas-Houston game, then I went to sleep. I didn't know where we was going to play at. I just knew that we was in. And I woke up, and the Warriors had lost, and I was confused because they was up by so much when I went to sleep. And then I found out we was going to Sacramento, so I was like, damn, that's a long flight. Could have been playing at the crib. I could have been in my bed, but, it is what it is.
I have a quick one, please. Really quick. We came all the way down from South America. What can you say about the globalization of the game and the future stars that might come from South America or region?
Yeah, no, I mean, the game is at its peak right now in terms of global impact. You look at the types of players we have in our league, where they come from, the countries they represent. You look at the last few MVPs. You look at the finals. Historically, right, you got European players. You got players that are coming from all over the globe who are impacting the game and becoming stars. And then you got the NBA as a whole, strategically, playing games in different parts of the world, strategically trying to develop talent in different parts of the world. I think it's great for our game. I think it's great for the sport. My brother has played overseas for 12, 15 years, I think. And I've watched a lot of games. I watch most of his games, and I think the way the game is played abroad is beautiful to watch. It's skill, it's development, it's, getting the most out of the least at times. And I think it's really great for our sport, and I wish we would adopt a lot of, the habits of what I've seen in international basketball.
Thanks, CJ. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Where are you guys coming in from?
Good night, Zion. You've been feeling way better on offense, feeling like yourself finally. The team is getting healthier. What can you say about the ceiling of the team going forward?
I don't think we have a ceiling. I say it all the time. We just need to become elite with the small nuances of the game. Like tonight, late game situation. We can't just give away 20-point leads like that because in the playoffs, if that's where we're trying to go, we won't make it or that'll cost us a game, and every game matters.
You've spoken about how it'd be important for the team to advance in the in-season tournament standings. Like last night, you guys secured the top spot in the group in advance. And just when did you learn about the team advancing, and like what was the general vibe around that? Like, okay, now you are going to Sacramento.
I watched the game. I watched it. I wanted to make sure Dallas did what they needed to. So when we secured the spot, it was, all right, that's one step. Now we got to take the next step. And like I said, we got to go out there and compete, and we got to get better at the small nuances before that game happens.
Speaking of Dallas, did you have a conversation with Luka? Send him a text, say thank you, something like that?
Now, a player like that, I don't got to text him. He's just going to do what he do.
For sure. Also, you and Herb were, I guess, in the Horns action, and he was able to kind of, play off you, you play off him, and kind of get some easy buckets. Talk about the relationship between you and him on the offensive end.
I always talk highly about Herb. Man, he's vocal. He's always talking. So when Coach JB said that we was gonna go small ball and he was gonna put Herb into action, I didn't worry about it. Herb didn't worry about it. It was just all right. Let's execute, and I mean we did.
When was the last time you played in an elimination game?
Man, that's hurtful. It was at Duke. You lost to a weak Michigan. I'm sorry. Nah, they were. That was a great Michigan State team. I remember they came out the game gunning, transition threes. I remember Cassius. We took a 9-point lead, and I mean he did what vet leaders do. He took the game over, but he did it at his own tempo.
What's just the excitement level to be in that do-or-die environment Monday?
I think I live for stuff like that. Because in those moments, it's one of those, there ain't no tomorrow. We got to figure this out right now. And I think that's when you see the best come out of people.
How good was it to have CJ back in there tonight?
And it was great to have him back out there. I might have told him 5 to 6 times before the game started, hey, man, it's good to have you back out here. I mean, CJ's been a great vet to me since he came to the team. And, whenever he's out there on the court, he's always dropping little gems on me on certain scenarios, how to make certain reads. And, I mean, that's my brother.
J.J. Redick on his podcast mentioned shooting begets shooting. So you got CJ back tonight, half hot, but Trey Murphy and Matt Ryan also on the way back. Just what's it going to do to the offense and the team just having those level shooters that command that kind of attention back out there doing?
I think it's definitely going to create more space, especially for me, B, and C. But at the end of the day, we got to continue to build that chemistry. Trey has he even played? He hasn't played this year, has he? Nah. Trey hasn't played this year. Matt has missed the past week, 2 weeks. So a lot of it is just team chemistry, those guys figuring out their minutes and stuff. But I feel like once we get those things down, we're going to be all right.
We thought when the game ended you were the first player in franchise history to go 11 for 11 from the floor. Did you, and then they changed it, did you see the play where they changed it to a block shot by Bamba? And were you shooting? Do you remember if you were shooting on that play?
Which play?
It was at the start of the fourth quarter, right? Right before Nick Nurse got the attack.
It looked like your hand was going up like this from about 9 feet away, and the ball kind of floated out of bounds. Right?
Oh, man, yeah. I think I was just shocked because I thought it was a foul. But, yeah, I know which play you're talking about. Man, they charged that to the game? I tell you, that one to the chin. That's tough. No problem. You guys have a great night.